vintage rings, a rug reveal, full moon in Capricorn. This is my like pretentious spiritual morning routine, or tiling a backsplash. But stay tuned for the adventure. Every time I mention regulating my nervous system online, like on a YouTube vlog or on Instagram, there's always at least a few people that are like, what is that? Like, how do you do it? Like, I know I need to do it, but I don't know how. That's what it looks like for me. It's been rainy for the last few days, so I've really craved it. So I hopped out of bed as soon as and just got out here. Lots of rest, lots of play, and honestly just coming out here and making the most of the best part of the day, where I can find a bit of calm and quiet despite the building noise and the lawnmowers. Maria Hernandez Park in Bushwick taught me well. I can block out all of that now and still find a lot of peace. Always light your incense with an intention. I hear it's bad luck if you don't. It brings a real intentionality to the present moment, just to kind of check in with myself, see what kind of things that I'm grateful for, what kind of things I'm trying to draw in more into my life. The antidote to stress is rest, and the antidote to trauma is play. Speaking of play, I got one of these little drums. I've been wanting one for ages, and I finally bit the bullet. Instruments that require reading notes have never come naturally to me. I remember doing like so many keyboard lessons and it's just not clicking. A lot of my family members in Malaysia are all like in the music industry. I have, you know, uncles and things like that that can play many instruments but never learned classically, can just pick up and play things. So if you're like me, pick up things like sound bowls for sound baths or little drums like this. You can just play how your spirit wants to play, you know? Again, it kind of just brings me into the present, takes my mind off of other things. Like I woke up this morning, I find that if I don't go to bed with my magnesium glycinate, I just wake up in the morning and like throughout the night just overthinking so many like obnoxiously unimportant things, and I don't get a very good sleep. But yeah, I share these things not to look like, ooh, this is my like pretentious spiritual morning routine or anything like that. I post it because it's actually time that I prescribe myself as if it was a pill the doctor gave me, you know what I mean? And it's been helping so much with reducing my cortisol, making me feel better. My body's been feeling better, my mind, my spirit. I'm glad that kind of science is catching up with this stuff and like recommending this stuff, like your 20 minutes of sunshine in the morning. Boop, little leaf in my coffee. I wasn't planning to vlog. I'm just out of the shower and had to like run to the door to get this stuff. Impromptu unboxing, shall we? I know what this one is and I'm very excited. This one I'm leaving for a second because it's maybe one of the heaviest things I've ever carried. This first one is a very special package from At the door, Kevin is a really gorgeous ceramicist, and we were recently on the same podcast, not together, like separate episodes. The podcast is called Greener Fields. I had such a great chat about intuition in regards to immigrating and coming back home to Ireland, and basically like that's the whole shtick of Greener Fields. Interviews a lot of different perspectives from Irish people that have gone afar. Her chat was kind of cool because I kind of got to give her my perspective of going away for 8 years and then what it feels like to be back. It was received really, really well. There was a lot of kind of intuitive chats on there as well that I think anyone would enjoy. But yeah, Kevin was on the podcast. He's launching his ceramics business and he let me pick one or two of my favorites, which I am so excited of because I have no real ceramics on display. You know me, I love my artisanal bits, and I think ceramics give a home such personality and warmth and really tell a story about somebody's personal taste. Okay, I unpackaged off screen, but look at these surprises he sent me. Beautiful rich green glaze on the inside. It doesn't even really do it justice. This is sort of a handleless mug. Again, the glaze is so beautiful on these. This is definitely the one I picked out. These other two are surprises, so thank you, Kevin. But yeah, Kevin is launching his ceramics business, I think on the 30th of June, so I will leave a link. Adds such beautiful texture to my home. I feel like my hair is getting frizzier by the second. But this is the next package. Bought some vintage rings. I think the styles that I like are found in certain types of vintage jewelry, as you know, and I've just been wanting to collect more. And I also think you can get better value for money with pre-owned like these. Like these feel weighty. They were both under 80 euros, I want to say. But it works really well with this style, which I think is modernist. But this one is the one that I got for a friend who wears gold and silver. I just thought it was so beautiful. I love anything with a stone in it. Now that I am fully converted to the power of stones, gemstones, crystals, I just think, why not wear one? Like, isn't it just divine? It's gonna break my heart to give this away. This is the one that I bought for myself. Oh, wow, I just love when like a ring is already beat in for you, like there's no, it's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit. Isn't that just stunning? Should I just tell everyone we're engaged and use this ring? I'm obsessed with it. The annoying thing is with vintage jewelry, you're never going to find the same thing twice, or very rarely. But I can give you a tip, and that is that I get most of my kind of eclectic and vintage jewelry from Etsy. I don't know, like there's a lot of crap on Etsy these days, but there's a lot of good stuff, and I don't know, Etsy is just made for jewelry sellers, I feel like. I just typed in vintage jewelry gold, vintage jewelry silver, and these things come up, and you don't have to search that hard. You don't have to use any specific keywords or anything like that. From the same seller, so this person obviously had a good eye, and I'll be gatekeeping it, so don't come for me because I want to buy more from her. This one is going to somebody that I love very much, and now we're bonded for life. Immediately after this, I will be cleansing these. A really good way to kind of tap into your psychic abilities, which we all have, and your intuitive abilities, one and the same, is before you bring a secondhand object home, for the love of God, please do a read on it first. Like touch the object or just like connect with the object and try and tap in and see if it has like good energy or bad energy. It's like you don't want to bring that home. Last box. My friend who works for their Pure actually sent these over, and I actually really enjoyed the concept of liquid death at a festival in London recently, which you saw in a different vlog. I drank plenty of liquid death because I do think there's a market for it, especially if you're in a situation where there's a lot of drinking. It just makes you feel like you have something in your hand that isn't like a bottle of Evian, you know? Closing scene, Fiend. This is the part of the vlog where I remind you guys that if it's your time to create your slice of the internet, then I would highly recommend my partners today, Squarespace. Yes, they are how I bring these videos to you every single month, but more importantly, they are the platform where you can create your website from start to finish. So whatever you need for people to find you, they have templates for everything from e-portfolios to display your work, e-commerce stores, blogs, e-commerce stores like mine, loversunday.com, where you can get a slice of this community. Whatever you need need. They have a template for it. Everything is built for beginners. Now they do have 24/7 support to help you with anything you need, but all of their additional features like subscriptions, memberships, and even online merch stores, yes, they will create your merch and deliver it for you, can be easily added to your website. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can try out my 2-week free trial for anyone in my audience. It's in the top line of the description, or you can find it at squarespace.com/Tarmar, and you can always use my code TARMAR for 10% off your future billing. Back to the vlog. Three layers and 30 years worth of stick on like lino backsplash has been peeled off. I've just spent the last while using this sealant scraper to pull the last of the waterproof sealing off. A few times a year I like to challenge myself to pick up a new skill, a new hobby, a new something or other I haven't done before. I think it's healthy to challenge yourself. I absolutely hate my parents' kitchen. You can do better. So here I am, committed. We are tiling a backsplash. I'm a little bit apprehensive, but not too much, because I know that I can do it. So my tip would be not for you all to go out and start tiling backsplashes, but to pick something that is sort of adjacent to things that you know are already in your wheelhouse. So I've done a lot of DIY, I've worked with a lot of tools, and I know I have like practical skills with my hands. It'll be a bit of a learning curve, but also like I'll really enjoy it and I know I can do it. I wouldn't do like a bathroom tiling job. I've actually picked these really nice tiles, kind of have this mesh backing, so it automatically makes the job a little easier. The sticky tiles, like the ones you can just, like the renter friendly ones, and they were actually just as expensive as probably one of the most expensive tile shops, along with a little paint job of these cabinets. I think it's going to look great. It's going to be like a mini 700-ish euro makeover. I'm going to maybe paint these cabinets because like everything is good quality, like ish, like it's not awful, it's just everything is more so the wrong colors. And basically the goal is to tie the backsplash and the cabinets in with the countertops and this sort of like lino situation on the floor. Like new kitchens are like 20k and above, and they don't need a new kitchen, they just need to tie everything in together. Because I just know my mom would really appreciate it. I feel like she is depressed looking at this kitchen and I want to make it nice. I haven't even started yet, I'm already a hot mess. But stay tuned for the adventure. I did invest a little bit into the bits that I needed, so before I knew it I was committed. I think I have everything I need. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks so good. I pretty much did most of it. There's a few spots I need to get a better tile cutter. I'm going to rent one for the day for 25 quid and get these like little tricky areas, because I've pretty much beat my 30 euro one to death. So that's a tip. I would definitely get like a high quality tile cutter from somebody. So far so good. I was lucky that like this countertop is really level, so I didn't really have any issues with getting it sort of straight looking. It was a learning curve, but it was fun. Changed grouts, changed the float, managed to get the hang of this a lot faster. That Unibond stuff would not recommend as a grout. It's not very like fluffy and smooth. I think it looks great. This is going to be painted, but yeah, it's still drying a little bit, but that's kind of how it looks. It needs like one final clean tomorrow. But yeah, pretty pleased with it. We will be changing the handles to black versions of these handles, and hopefully the cabinets to like a, I don't know, maybe like a duck eggy blue grey type of scenario that will just tie in the whitish tiles and the black counter. Mini makeover. But yeah, very pleased. Picked up a new skill. I just wish I could show you like the finished version, but you guys get the picture. Here we are, a rug unveiling. Actually had it sitting down there for about a month now, and I'm dead excited. I've never really invested in a rug before. I feel like a true lady in my 30s. I feel like people used to freak out about the fact that my Brooklyn loft had no rug. I like things that mean something to me or that are of very good quality, and if they don't come under those two categories, often I don't bother. This is a little lighter than the colour that I envisioned, but I know once I see the other side it'll probably be darker just because the weave on the back is always a bit lighter. Oh wow, it feels so plush. I really wanted a coloured rug to lift the space just because the couch is so neutral and not as warm toned as I imagined. I will say, since living here, it's almost a shame to cover the hardwood floors. I really love them. I think it creates a lot of airiness not having a rug up here. But I ordered this pretty soon after we moved in, and I kind of figured, look, our bedrooms are pretty big too. If it doesn't work up here, it can go downstairs. The pile is so nice. It's like really thick, really short and dense. I actually got it on a really good discount. I think it was like 50% off on Etsy. The catch was that there wasn't a lot of reviews. It was a pretty new store. Honestly, a rug this big, like a 6x7 rug, if I got a rug like this from some of the more well-known rug places, this would be a $2 rug. I'm willing to spend a bit of money, but not that much money. Woo! I'm excited. So here's the moss / olive green rug unfurled. Love, love, love. It's adding a lot of colour into the room. Look, I don't love it with the colour of the couch, but we do have the mustard yellow couch cover, which will probably eventually make its way on. And it's weird. Rugs are a weird thing. They take a few days to get used to, but I think they've actually added what we wanted, which was kind of like a boundary in this like open plan space. Rugs kind of are a nice way to section off areas that or like pieces of furniture, dividing things. But now I feel like, okay, that's its own little nook, little dining area. We kind of always figured we wouldn't have room for a coffee table because this is a tight sort of open plan living space. Like we could probably have chairs on the other side too and make it work. We also didn't pull out the rug right here because of my boyfriend's bad leg, but we did manage to get it under the couch. Yeah, it's the start of bringing some colour into this space. I think the green works really well with the wood. No AstroTurf comments please, because that's the first thing I said. I think when there's some artwork up here, like I don't know, I just want to bring like a lot of color into this very white space. Definitely treating this apartment with the take it slow approach and just keep building and building and building. But yeah, I'm really not liking how grey the couch is showing up. But again, we need some fun cushions. We need something to kind of tide us over. It's basically a dupe for the Nordic Knots one. To be honest, I'm really set on making my own artwork, like a really big square piece. I'm finding it really hard to begin styling without having made that yet. We're just going slow. I really want to take my time with building something that we really love. Also, as of now, we've moved the table that was here because it was just collecting so much junk, and I really couldn't mentally think of what we might do here next while it was still there. And my boyfriend was actually the one that spearheaded the moving, so we've gone and done that. I'm chatting about some kind of bookshelf situation that would be the right height to hold the DJ decks. Finally, a rug reveal. I have been filming about 3 different videos at once, so I have no idea where one stops and one ends. Wednesday, and I know Friday is a new moon in Cancer, so I think everything is going to be quite quiet and pensive. We are heading to Dublin to see Block Party, which I'm very excited about. There's something about that gig that I feel like will heal any remaining teen angst that I have. They're doing a greatest hits tour. I'm officially old enough to see like people going on tour for their greatest hits. I feel like June on the whole has been a very healing month, but not the kind of slow meditative healing, more like the chaotic, whatever you haven't purged or gotten rid of or dealt with from the past. Like, here it is, whether you like it or not. We're just clearing it for the future in time for hopefully a fruitful second full moon in Capricorn. As much as I thought the kind of first full moon in Capricorn would be more like, okay, here's more work type of energy focus, but no, I actually feel like the energy has been more of like a clearing energy, like making way. I know people throw around these words like clearing and purging a lot, but I have not experienced anything quite like what I've experienced in the past month, but it has brought a lot of healing, a lot of subconscious buried stuff to the surface that I didn't know was sort of there. Quite a surprise to find it. I will talk more about that another time.
Am I in the way?
No, I'm just thinking. But you are a man, so maybe you are. I'm only joking.
As he dust.
As you dust to the table. I'm a nice girlfriend, I swear. While holding a gun to your head. There's always like a month or two in the summer where things are sort of dead for me, but I'm sort of glad they have been because I've just needed to spend a lot of time by myself in my head. With influencer work, I do think we get this sort of forced summer holiday where there just isn't any work. Yeah, looking back on the last month, I feel like we got a lot done. I also feel like I wasn't vlogging as much just because so much of my time was, there was a bit of stressful stuff going on back home with my parents. With my dad, it's always like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of journey, but also that tiling work I was doing, it was taking up a lot of my time as well. I did kind of vlog where I could, and I honestly am hoping that coming into July, things kind of pick back up. Like, I'm ready now to kind of get stuck back into feeling fulfilled work-wise and knocking stuff out. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. Please take care of yourself for this upcoming week. Forget the stuff that isn't working, give gratitude for the stuff that is, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, darling.
Bye. Okay, but this first full moon in Capricorn, can you cope? The moon looks freaking massive from here. That's freaking cool, guys. This view, it just doesn't get old. That thing is freaking massive up there. Goodness. Oh my god, you can even see some of the craters behind that cloud.